Hello there, my name is Yasmin Robles with Robles Designs, and we create drill-worthy websites and brands for entrepreneurs who are hell-bent on taking over the world. Today, I'm going to be telling you about a fight that sometimes goes on between what a client wants and what I think they should need, what they need. It's more like a discussion, it's not really a fight. But so a full site versus a landing page, and I'm pro both of them depending on your business goals. So, pros and cons. Let's go into when you should use them. A full site would be something like homepage, about page, contact page, service, general services page, and maybe let's say you have three bread and butter services, so you would have three of those, one page for each of those. Maybe you have a blog, so you have the blog and then all the blog post pages. And then maybe an FAQ page, a privacy policy page, the whole thing, right? And maybe a couple landing pages. So make sure you have a landing page for your social media. So you could just link it on Instagram and a page where you would have your freebie. So you could just send people to that page directly, not have them like scrolling through your site looking for that freebie form, newsletter form. Okay, that's a full site, right? And there's so much more that goes into them, but that would be a full businessy, service-based website sort of site. A landing page would be a one-page site that has, if you are testing the market, it might be very lightweight, but some clients want all that I just said, all the FAQs, all that stuff on the landing page. Landing pages are great when you're selling, when you have one message, you're selling one thing. It's you either want them to contact you or you want them to sign up for a free email, something. And that's the whole idea of the landing page. You don't necessarily want them to be looking at things like blog posts and about you and all that stuff. It's all focused on one idea. That's when you would have a one-page site or a landing page. A landing page for me is also a sales page. So this can still be living within that big bubble of a full site, but it is something that's focused for when you're running ads or a particular campaign and you want to send people to that page where they get only that, and we strip the navigation and the footer. But some clients, they want that same thing with the one pager, but they want all the content in there. So this is why that's not that great. You have your content. It's just harder to find things on one long page. So let's say I wanted to learn more about you. Well, could put a navigation that pushes me all the way down to the content, but then do I scroll all the way back up? Do you have to then insert a button that scrolls all the way back up? And meanwhile, I'm looking at all these things that are all this content that's on one page. So it's just harder to find things on one page, especially when it's not about the same thing. So it could be a little bit about your services, a little bit about your team, a little bit about your some portfolio pieces or whatever it is that you are trying to sell. Maybe it's a product, so a little bit of your product. It's just a lot. Versus a full site, you could break that down. So each page has their goal, right? The home page is a summary of all your awesomeness. The about page is all the awesomeness like about your team, right? About your history, how you started, all that great stuff. The service general page is just a little bit of sprinkling about all your services, and then each service page would be focused on that service alone. So e-commerce sites would be that. Just that's what the page focuses on, is e-commerce sites versus branding and recurring services and all that stuff. It's only e-commerce sites. Um, Landing page, it's like you have to limit your content because it just will get really overwhelming. So if you have a lot to say about your one-on-one coaching service, you're going to have to cut that down because it's a one-page landing page. So just content gets all muddled up. Then along the lines of content, keywords. So you want to make sure that each page is focusing in on one keyword. But if you have more pages, you can focus in on multiple keywords, right? So let's say I wanted to focus on commercial cleaning in Columbus, Ohio. And then, but then there's all these offshoots, right? So then each of my pages that I build could be focused on an aspect of that. So one could be focused on, let's say it was cleaning company in Ohio, right? In Columbus, Ohio. That was the main keyword, I could focus on commercial cleaning, residential cleaning, recurring cleaning, maybe even throw handyman in there, turn cleaning, all these things. I have a cleaning company on the side. I get bored. But I could I could build out those pages and focus in on that content, in on those keywords, and they would all be feeding up into my main keyword. You can't do that on a landing page. You only have one focus keyword, and then all the other ones just have to just kind of be there. So if I had a one pager of commercial cleaning in Columbus, Ohio, that's the key word. So you have less chances of that. Then your site might get slow because you're putting in, obviously you want it to look sexy. So you're going to put in a bunch of images and some snazzy fonts and some, a lot of text and buttons, and maybe you want some cool fade-ins. Maybe you have a company video. It's going to slow down the page, and that page is going to get uber long, and that is not something you want. Long pages are great, but not when they're like years and years. It'll take you years to get to the bottom of the page. That's not what you want. So make sure, so with a full site though, with all these pages, again, homepage is just a summary, it's a sprinkling of everything that you do and all your awesomeness. And then all of the other pages, let's say you have a video about your newest shoe line. Well, you could create a page about that and have that video there. Let's say you have let's say you're a photographer and you do newborn photography. That could be its own page, and you could have its own gallery, because if I'm looking for wedding photography, I might not want to see your newborn photography. I want to go to the wedding photography page. So you want to make sure that that your content isn't just on one page and hard to find, but you also want to make sure that it's not slow, because let's say you are that photographer and you do have all these amazing samples of images, that'll slow down your site. And if you only have a one pager, it's going to get really slow. So I would go with a full site. Then you also have no focus. So we kind of talked about this when we talked about content. You have no focus, and so sometimes you can do it the right way. So we've done it before, where someone is testing out the market with their service or whatever, or anything like that, service or product, and we create a one pager, but our focus is like email subscriptions. That's our focus. Everything, the whole messaging, everything leads to email subscriptions. There's nothing else on that landing page except email subscriptions. You subscribe, and then you get emails, automated emails sent to you. Perfect. But when you're creating your whole site on one page, it's like it's like you have one of those menus where it's 50 pages long and you don't know what to choose, and then you just kind of give up and you just get the burgers and fries again. So, or tacos. So you want to make sure that you have one main call to action if you're going to be using a landing page style website. If you have more than one, let's say you're selling a one-on-one coaching, you're selling a group program, you're selling this do-it-yourself course, you're selling, I don't know, you have a free call, then you have your newsletter, and then you have multiple freebies, and that's too much for one page. So you want to make sure that all those amazing things that you're doing get the full attention they deserve on their own page. And although it's a little more work, unless you hire us, you will create content that surrounds that topic or that subject, whatever it may be. Let's say it's your one-on-one coaching program. You will create a page that just fully flushes it out. It answers all of my questions about the program, and has an easy button where I just click it and I pay you, and then you're my coach. So to recap, landing pages versus full sites. The full site is homepage, about page, services, all your services pages, contact, privacy policy, FAQ, all these pages. And they're all separately, and they all focus on their particular subject matter, all leading to the road of you getting clients. One landing page is like a sales page. It's really great depending on what your business goals are. But it's a one pager where if you do have a navigation, you click on it and it'll literally just push you down to that section. It's not an actual different page. They're both great. but when used appropriately. So you have to think about your keywords, your content mapping, how much content you have, how many images you have. You can't put too much in there because it might get a little slow. So speed is sometimes an issue. Making sure, and you can't go in too deep on any particular subject because it's a one-page landing page. It's obviously a landing page, so you can't go in too deep on any one subject. And if you do talk about different things, different programs that you have, it just feels like there's too much going on. There's no focus. It's not a really good sales page for your business. So if you have any questions, let me know. I am more than happy to answer them. You can find me on Instagram, Facebook at Robles Design Studios. If you're watching on YouTube, make sure to subscribe, and I will catch you in the next video.